This is not financial advice, not legal advice, for entertainment, educational purposes only, and anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. Listen, double check you're still subscribed to the channel, double check your notifications are on, and if you hit that like button, double check it's working properly, because these criminals will not stop. They keep attacking the channel because they are terrified of more people becoming aware of all the fraud and corruption in the United States stock market. Listen, I did a video, I think about 3 or 4 days ago, and I told you guys that the SEC now is worse than the prior administration, okay? And I know this new SEC is great when it comes to crypto, but when it comes to enforcing the rules and regulations of the stock market, when it comes to protecting retail investors, pension funds, and institutions that follow the rules, when it comes to protecting the market, this SEC is doing absolutely nothing about it. In fact, they're trying to get rid of the CAT system, and they're trying to reduce the transparency that the hedge funds have to provide. And if they were really concerned about protecting the market, about protecting retail investors, about protecting pension funds, about protecting institutions that follow the rules, they would be pushing for the CAT system to stay in place, but they are not. And you know why? On June 17th, the CAT system found 2.79 billion, with a B, billion errors. Would you believe that? 2.79 billion errors in one trading day. Yet the SEC, the DOJ, and the FBI are silent. They're silent to that level of fraud and corruption. And you know what they're doing? They're naked shorting stocks. They're naked shorting AMC. They're naked shorting GME. They're naked shorting MULN. They're naked shorting GNS. They're naked shorting NWBO. And the SEC knows. The DOJ knows. The FBI knows. The CAT is recording it. The CAT system is recording it. So they can't claim they don't know, because it's right there in front of their face. And what are they doing about it? Absolutely nothing. Do you guys think if this kind of trading errors was happening and the 1% was losing money, do you think it would be tolerated? Do you think the SEC would be silent? Do you think the DOJ would be silent? Do you think the FBI would be silent? Of course not. They would form a joint task force and find out who these criminals were, and they would be presenting this to a grand jury looking for an indictment. Yet somehow, because they're robbing from MULN investors, AMC investors, GME investors, NWBO investors, GNS investors, the fraud and corruption is allowed, even though the evidence of the fraud and corruption is right there in the CAT system. 2.79 billion in one trading day. Think about the money that these criminals made from these errors. Think about the amount of money the criminals made from these errors. And then think about the amount of money that retail investors lost because of these fraudulent trades. Yet somehow the SEC is quiet. The DOJ is quiet. The FBI is quiet. They are playing willful blindness to the obvious fraud and corruption, and nobody's holding them accountable. But I tell you what, a lot of this information is going to end up in front of the courts, because it will be in the next motions that I have to file with the courts. It will be in the next motions I have to file with the courts, that's showing that our regulatory agencies are fully aware of the fraud and corruption and doing absolutely nothing about it, because these criminals are robbing retail investors, pension funds, and institutions that follow the rules. Anyway, have a great day. God bless, and I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.